Start para. Indian farmers have always needed welfare programs to help them survive due to the numerous problems they face in earning their livelihoods. Successive governments have implemented many schemes and programs over the years, but farmer distress remains. That is why farmers remain poor and farmer suicides continue. Thus, we should first understand the various problems farmers face so that we can comprehend better the prospects of success of the programs for farmer welfare which the government has initiated. The first problem the Indian farmers face is fragmented land holdings. Most Indian farmers are small farmers with economically unviable small and scattered agricultural land holdings. The major reason for this is our inheritance laws, due to which land belongings to the farmer is equally distributed among his sons after the father passes away, causing it to be fragmented. Such farmers cannot take advantage of economies of scale. The second problem faced by farmers is scarcity of inputs or their high cost, which does not determine finished product cost. Good quality seeds, manures, and chemical fertilizers are either costly or their availability is limited. Para. The third problem is that only one-third of the cropped area in India is under irrigation. Irrigation is the most important agricultural input in a tropical monsoon country like India, where rainfall is uncertain, unreliable, and erratic. The fourth problem for farmers is non-remunerative prices for their finished products. The crops. In the absence of marketing facilities, small farmers have to depend upon local traders, money lenders, and middlemen for the disposal of their farm produce, which is often sold at a throwaway price. Another problem which causes distress to small farmers is spiraling debt traps caused by scarcity of finance. Although there has been a steady increase in the flow of institutional credit from banks and cooperative societies to agriculture over the years, it is still inadequate. The reason is inflexibility in the conditions on which loans are given and the inability of such farmers to complete the documentation required. Some of the problems mentioned above are due to the farmers' own poor awareness and education. Most small farmers are illiterate or poorly educated. They are also not aware of details of the institutional finance available to them. Thus, completing the required documentation remains a challenge, so they take the easy way out by borrowing the required finance from the local money lenders, traders, and commission agents. Para. Successive governments subsequent to independence have tried to help such farmers with various schemes. The first such scheme, launched in 1952, was the Community Development Program, in which overall development of rural areas with people's participation was planned. The next was the Intensive Agricultural development program to provide loans for purchasing seeds and fertilizers to farmers in 1960. A large number of schemes and programs of various types were implemented in subsequent years, with some earlier schemes being merged with or subsumed in programs made subsequently. Some of these were solutions to other problems faced in rural areas, including reduction of poverty, increase in employment, and development of rural areas. However, many of these suffered from various flaws, due to which the intended benefits were only partially achieved. Para. In the recent past, several state governments have waived agricultural loans as part of their efforts to win over farmers in distress. Political parties have also been demanding for a center-sponsored nationwide loan waiver. However, loan waivers have many negative consequences. First, whether the benefits of the waivers will reach those who really need them is difficult to determine. Further, the waivers could significantly impact a state government's finance. In addition, the working of banks gets affected, as the farmers willing to repay the loans may not do so in the hope that the loans will be waived soon. Thus, we need to move away from such measures and take up concerted and urgent reforms in capacity building in agriculture by addressing issues in marketing, pricing, credit, and extension services.